Hi everyone, welcome to Northern Zen Yoga. My name is Sandra and today we're working on modifying your spinal twist. So, this particular video is on the supine twist, the one you do when you're laying on your back. And we're going to look at two of them. We're going to look at two supine twists. Both of them are very lovely. You'll like them. They feel good. So, before we begin, I want you to look at going and grabbing two things. One is going to be either a small blanket. This is just a small blanket. It's not very big. It easily folds up into a little pad. It's only about this thick. Okay, so you're going to want to get a blanket that will do something and only be about this thick, or you're going to go and you're going to get a hand towel or a bath towel and fold it up for the same purpose, to make a little pad. Now, this is assuming that when you lay back on the floor and you try to put your head back to the floor, that you're feeling way too much stretching happening in your neck, and it makes you feel dizzy and it makes you feel nauseous. If you've got that curvature in your spine that's happening where your head, you kind of have one of these things happening where your head is forward, happens to a lot of us by the time we hit our 50s, it starts to happen and it goes on and on and on and gets worse as the years pass. If you have any kind of forward, I call it a forward head thrust, that's creating this little lump at the top where your neck and your shoulders meet, you need to get a little pad like this. You need to have that to begin with. And eventually what you're going to do is you're going to make that pad thinner and thinner until you can get your head down on the floor and you don't feel that dizzy, nauseous feeling. So, the other thing we're going to need is a block, and the block is there for your knees in the twists so that you can help to support yourself while you're in the twist, if you don't want to go too far and start pulling on things that shouldn't be pulled on yet. The other thing you can also use is a blanket, like a thicker blanket. You can roll a blanket up. If you have a bolster, one of those lovely big thick cushions like you sometimes see me sit on, you can also use that. You have a cushion like this. This is also good when you're going into a twist. The important thing to remember is that you want to be able to be comfortable in your twist. What you don't want to have happen is that the whole time you're in there, you're uncomfortably in pain. You never want to go into pain. So let's begin by just getting ourselves down onto the floor. So I'm going to use the cushion, or the little pad this time, for myself, just so that I'm going along with you guys. And I'm going to put this where I can reach it easily. So putting the block up near where your arms are is a good thing, okay? So when you come down on your back though, I want you to come down nice and easy. Just roll down your back, find your little cushion. Bring your knees up and you're going to roll on your back. Rolling back and forth. Until you get yourself feeling much more softer. Getting everything flattened down. And then we're going to hug the knees to the chest and we're going to come into the supine twist. And I'm going to drop my knees toward the camera. So I'm going to grab my block, or I also have my little cushion here. And I'm going to let my knees fall over, but the important thing here is, and this is the most important part of this, is that you keep both of your shoulders touching down, or at least your back flattened down. Even if your shoulders don't naturally fall to the floor, you should be able to feel all of your back. What I don't want you to do is to lift that shoulder up to compensate and go deeper. Allow your knees to drop over to one side and roll onto your hip. Keep that shoulder down. And you can see here, I have this thing happen where one foot leg falls right to the floor and the other one not so much. And that's okay. That's got more to do with my hip, the way my hip bones are configured, than it has to do with my inflexibility. So I just put a block here like this. if you can get this knee down to the floor, the only thing you're going to want a cushion or a block for is just to kind of give this leg some place to rest. Now, you can put your hand here and see if you can push things a little further. But for me, it doesn't really help because what I'm getting now is compression. I'm getting bone pressing into bone instead of muscles not wanting to go along with me. It's a whole different topic we haven't discussed, but we will one day. So, take a deep breath. You're going to look toward the other direction. So your knees are going toward this way. Your head is going to go this way. Nice deep breath, inhaling through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Just let everything relax. And we're going to come back up again. So if you've got block or cushion here. Now if your leg wasn't coming down the floor, I hope you put your cushion not on your knee. Push it in a nice place. And let's come back up, bring our knees back up. Roll on your back for a second. Drop your shoulders back down. Arms wide. And then we're going to drop our knees over to the other side. And for some reason on this side, my knees come a lot closer because that's just the way I'm built. But again, if you can't drop the bottom leg all the way to the floor without lifting your shoulder up, then get your blanket, get your block, get whatever you have there to shove underneath until you get to the place where you can keep both shoulders down on the floor. Breathe here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. And let yourself relax down. So lovely. Okay, let's come back up. Inhale. Coming back up. A nice roll on the back here. The next one we're going to do is going to be a little more complex. So we're going to put this foot down on the floor, and we're going to take this foot and we're going to drop it in to our just below our knee. So our ankle is just below our knee. We're not on our knee, we're just below the knee. And you can see my foot here. So try to see if you can get yourself into that position. Now here we're going to grab this block, and this block is going to got lots of sides. This is going to be our support if we can't touch the floor. Again, the same rule applies. The shoulders stay where the shoulders are right now as you're sitting here. So take a deep breath in, inhaling, and on your exhale, you're just going to drop that foot toward the floor. So if you only get so far before your shoulder wants to lift up, then put your block there. See if you can go a little lower, and see if you can hit the floor without lifting up your shoulder. Again, while you're here, just take a deep breath in. Exhale completely through the mouth. And relax a little bit here. So while you're laying in these twists, try to feel what you feel stretching. Try to notice what is doing the work, what is experiencing the stretch. And understand that as you do this, you're twisting your internal organs, giving them a little squeeze, a gentle squeeze, and helping them to function better. We're going to come back up again. So coming back up till you're in the same position you started in. Relax that leg down. And let's flip it around. So now I've got my ankle against my, and you might look like this. You might not look like I am, because I can open my hip up wider. Whatever it is, it is. And just relax your ankle against make sure it's against the bone of your leg, not against your knee. Take a deep breath in. Keep your shoulders touching the floor and drop over to the other side. And just like everything else, you may or may not hit the floor. Now, on this side, I don't hit the floor. For some reason, I don't. So I just put the block there. It's actually, the block is actually still too high, but I just drop my toe against it just so that I have a little bit of support and leverage. And here, I feel it right here in this hip. So this hip is really compressing against my bones in this particular side. It's not pain, it's just an achiness that I can feel everything squeezing very hard against each other. And if you're feeling something like that, that's okay, just breathe into it. Take deep breaths in through your nose and out your mouth. And very slowly we're going to come back up. So we're going to start to lift up that leg, come back resting on our foot here. Slide this off. Stretch out. Wide legs. And just relax. Take a few moments whenever you've done a little bit of practice, especially if you're just doing some of these short videos. Take a few moments and feel your body come back from it. Feel it responding to what you've just done. And we're going to come over to our side, pushing back up into a seated position. I hope you enjoyed those twists. I did. So, this series of videos, we did a standing twist, we did a seated twist, and we did a supine twist, or a lying down on the mat twist. I hope you watch them all and practice them. They're very beneficial. They'll help to get you more flexible in your thoracic spine, your neck, and give your lumbar spine a little break from all of the stress it has on it. And you will start to stimulate your internal organs to function better. Bye for now. See you on Tuesdays. Don't forget every Tuesday, we have yoga at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live with me. So join us, won't you? Bye for now.